welcome back to the channel. So I'm still taking a look at all of the modules I don't own and haven't purchased while the free-for-all sale and trial is still going. And the next jet up in the queue is the C-101 Aviojet. This is another one of them planes that I've just never heard of until DCS World. Aviojet is a Spanish company. This is a Spanish trainer slash light attack aircraft. As you can see, it has a interesting and unique background showing off the jet in two different liveries, which is kind of cool. One looks like it is naked with no ordnance on it. The other one's carrying some ordnance. Probably kind of showing off that one is part of the aerobatic team and the other one is a light attack fighter. Pretty cool. I also appreciate that they've created their own little background music for the wallpaper here. It has that little Spanish flair to it that's kind of neat. So let's take a look at what you get with the Aviojet. Let's go to instant action, go to the C-101 listing, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 missions for the default map. Nice variety too. I like when they throw in a night flight. Under Nevada, free flight, cold start, takeoff, easy landing, dogfight, and a ground attack. Normandy, free flight, cold start, takeoff, landing, easy, hard, air-to-air, and ground attack. And then Persian Gulf, free flight, cold start, takeoff, easy, medium, and hard landing, dogfight, and ground attack. Take a look at the missions and see what we have under the mission heading. Surprisingly, a number of missions for a variety of maps. Now this I appreciate. 1, 2, 3, 4 missions for the default map, 3 missions for Nevada, 3 missions for Normandy, and 4 missions for the Persian Gulf. That is pretty cool. You just don't see that very often, especially in one of these oddball ones. Let's see if there's a campaign for it. And no. Really didn't expect a campaign for this anyway. Let's go look at the training heading and see what we have under training missions. C-101, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4 missions. Cold and dark, radios and nav aids, instrument flight, and flight director system. Interesting. Righty. We are in our Aviojet. Pretty nice looking model. And again, it's another two-seater. But it's a trainer, so I get it. I'm just not sure why we need two-seaters in DCS, other than the F-14 or maybe a Strike Eagle, but is what it is. Nice looking plane, not a terrible plane by any means. Let's kick it up. Full power. Very interesting sound for the jets too. Now, I already chose English for the cockpit because I hate getting in the cockpit and everything isn't detailed well. It's a unique throttle there too. What I don't like right away is there's no heads-up display. So I don't know how you even perform combat without any kind of heads-up display or a reticle. I just don't find these two-seaters very interesting most of the time. Let's take a look at the back seat. And here we are in the back seat. Kind of a carbon copy of the front seat, as one might expect. I got this thing going full blast, and you don't really seem to hear anything from the cockpit. It's very quiet. I kind of like when I can hear my engines, you know, whining up and down. Kind of gives me an idea of what I'm doing and where I'm at with things. Seat. Has a really weird sound when you start to push it too. You hear that? Almost sounds like Windows is going to crash. Not sure I like that. But it definitely feels a little bit better than that other damn plane, the Albatross. Again, I just have a hard time with these two-seater trainers in DCS. I don't see the purpose of them. Some people like a challenge, I suppose. And I would rather have something a little bit more modern. This isn't my taste, but I don't know. Looking at this, it's definitely more modern than the F5 by looking in the cockpit here. Definitely a lot of more gauges and dials. So it's clearly a newer design by looking at it. But it goes back to, if I want one of these skinny light attack planes, why wouldn't I just get the F5 versus an Aviojet or an Albatross? You know what I mean? I just having a hard time with that. And this one does seem to fly better. I tend to enjoy this a little bit more than the Albatross, for sure. I just don't like that weird sound. And the jets sound kind of weird on this from the external view too, so there's that. Yeah, it even has that, like, silhouette almost of an F5. Has a unique sound to the jet, too. Definitely an interesting plane. Kind of weird that there's no heads-up display. I mean, not even like a reticle, you know? Aha, backseater. Front seat? Back seat. That's interesting. Looks like you can do either or. Pretty cool. Kind of like the front seat a little better. Got a little bit of a buffet to it. Seems to pull some G's pretty quick. Definitely seems maneuverable. How about that? Not bad. Doesn't appear to have any burner, although it might be like the MiG-19 where you've got to, you know, engage the burner. Not sure. So for me, that about covers it. I just don't find this plane that interesting. This footage was made during the free-for-all month that they had, so I didn't get a chance to jump in there and try out the weapon systems, but just by looking at it and what I've seen so far, it just didn't impress me. It's one of those planes that you just look at and go, why? Why did we need that in DCS world? Others may feel otherwise, and that's fine. It's just not my thing. I think I have a hard time with a lot of these oddball planes that they put in there too, because being American, you're used to the iconic American planes like the F-15, the F-16, the F-22, and I just don't get it sometimes when I look at some of the modules they put in DCS. It is on sale right now. It's $29.99. At $30, it might be worth it. But again, it's just not my thing. So you may like it, but I think it flies well. I think it could be fun to fly around in. But it's just not for me, I guess. So as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time, guys.